No? Never mind. Okay. I think we started already or what? Hang on. How to, oh, let's see, post. Sorry, there are things falling all over the place here. Okay. Did I post? Let's see, post. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Okay, I finally got the I finally got to see the video. Okay. Hi everyone. Hello Stephanie. Okay. All right, thank you for joining me again. So those that are back, okay, they know that I have been doing this month long. Okay, I need help. Opa's going to help me with the technology. But those that have been with me know that I have been doing the sweet series for a month. Okay, so I have made all these things here. Okay, on this black color plate you see here over the last 4 weeks, 5 weeks. Okay, so this was a really long process. All right. So today I'm going to show you what I am going to do with all these charms. Okay. To be very honest, right? Actually, you don't have to do this over the course of 1 month like I did. But because I was teaching everyone how to do this, okay, so it would be too long if I show you how to do everything in one sitting. So that's why I kind of split it up one by one. But if you are making it on your own, it's actually quite easy to do all these in one sitting. Okay, so if you want to find out how, you just go back, look at my previous posts, okay, and the videos on how to make these charms, the sweet charms, okay, and you'll be able to make everything, and then this will maybe be like a 2 3 day project. Okay, so it doesn't have to be that long. So what I have in front of me for today, I have the charms which we have made over the last 4 to 5 weeks, and then I have oh, hello Hui Yi. Hui Yi is watching also. And then besides that, I have some scrap beads. So if you can see here, some of these scrap beads I have are old beads that I think from my old jewelry that I don't wear. It was like a very long time ago, maybe secondary school or yeah, more than 10 years ago, that instead of throwing away the beads and things like that, I figured I may as well just cut it out and then reuse the beads for other purposes. Okay, so because it's like a sweet series and stuff, I have like little if I can show you, I have like little heart-shaped beads or something that looks a bit like candy. This one, this pink one, and then you know, a pink color heart. So it's very simple things that I think maybe that can match what I'm making today. So this one, entirely up to your imagination how you want to do it. Okay, you can, if you're making a bracelet, which I'm going to do today, I would probably choose one of each type of sweets. So maybe I'll choose a lollipop for my bracelets. I will choose something like this, and then the cake, and then an ice cream. Okay, so to have something, you know, maybe a little bit different, but maybe if I feel like the ice cream is too large and this one would be better as a necklace or a pendant, then I think this is something better as a pendant because it's too big. Okay, so I would use this as a pendant. So depending on the size of the charms you have made, okay, because I know some of you got the materials and then made it together with me, right? You judge the size of the charms. This is, if it's you feel it's too big for earrings, then don't make it into earrings. Make it into either keychain or pendants. Pendants tend to be larger. Okay, bracelets, the smaller the charm, the better. All right, you can really play around with what you want. Like I have a lot of lollipops, so I thought maybe I can make like a lollipop bracelet. Okay, so usually odd number of charms are better for something long. If you have even number, if I can just lay it out for you, if you have like an even number, sometimes it looks a bit odd. Okay, I'm not sure if you can see this. Opa, do you mind helping me zoom in here? Okay, yes. So if you have an odd number of charms, it's actually quite, if you have an even number of charms, it can end up being quite odd. So most of the time, it's better to have an odd number. And then it will tend to look more even. So if you do like a bracelet, maybe it'll be something like that. So it's always best to kind of look through what you have and place it out. Okay, mix and match what you have. I think that's a good way to do it. If you can see here, I have already made some earrings. Okay, these are the smaller ice cream charms I've made, dangling earrings. All right, so I've made that. I'll show you how to make these later. Okay, I'll make it with the cupcakes. So I'm going to make these two cupcakes into earrings. Okay, so this is my earrings. I'll put this aside first. Okay. The other one I did stud earrings. Okay. So this one I did show you in my first session because donuts were the first one, the first sweets I made. Okay. So these are I did tell you to get the studs and things like that. But if you didn't get this today, that's completely fine. All right. We can always just make the dangling earring. Okay. Um, if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know, and then I will definitely go through, you know, the answer the questions. And if you want to know where I got the materials and things like that, I will also be more than happy to let you know. All right. But I will be making today. I'll be making keychain, earrings, okay, and then the bracelet, the charm bracelet. All right. So for the charm bracelets, okay, I am going to use the lollipop because the lollipop just nice. I have 5 odd numbers. If you don't want to use all lollipops like what I'm doing, you can mix and match. Okay, so maybe I'll replace one of this. You can mix and match. So I have a donut and maybe I have a cake, which I will replace, and then maybe if I take out one and I replace with a cupcake this way. Oh, this cupcake might be better. Okay, so I might do something like this to mix and match what I have. The rest I can turn into keychains. So keychains, you want odd number. Keychains is a little bit more free because you're just hanging it on somewhere. So that's entirely up to you. You can have just one, a very simple one, okay? Or you can have like multiple charms hanging from a keychain. That is completely fine too, up to you, okay? So for me, I would probably be having 3. for the keychain. Soft serve. Like that. Okay? So that is what I'll be doing with the charm. Sometimes you have leftover charms. That is completely fine. I always like it when I have leftover because if I'm making stuff to give away, I can always use the leftover to also kind of put something together and you know, make things to give away as well. Okay, so now that I kind of figured what I want to do, okay, so I have a pair of earrings here. I have the bracelet, and then I have my keychain. All right. If I want to add some simple beads for color, I can just do that too. Or this one maybe, because this one looks like. Okay, so you can add some simple things for color as well. Most of the time, the keychain would be the easiest to do that. Earrings, you don't want it to be too heavy because you're going to be wearing it. So if you can keep it as light as possible, that's better. So do keep in mind when you're making earrings, don't make it too heavy. It gets very uncomfortable when you're wearing it, right? And let's see. Maybe I can add a cute little heart shape like charm at the end of my bracelet. I'll show you how I do that later, right? Okay, earrings are the simplest, so I'll start with earrings first. For earrings, we're making dangling earrings, so we will need the ear hooks. So you can see these ones. If you're making a pair, you need two. Okay, you need a pair. Very simple because we already have the eye pin that we baked into the charm, right? Then the next thing we need is the sharp nose pliers, okay? Or the round nose pliers, either or is fine. Okay, if you have a sharp nose one or a round nose plier, it's okay. If you want to know where I got these pliers, I also got them from Art Friend, all right? So you can totally find them in the beading section, Art Friend or Spotlight, either one of them, all right? Sorry, Daiso. Oppa was asking Daiso. Daiso, no, because Daiso, they might have, but I'm not too sure about the quality of Daiso. I've not bought from them before. There are some bead shops, I think in Chinatown, People's Park Center, that you can try. They do specialize in jewelry making, and they have pretty good pliers there as well. I think the most convenient one would probably be Art Friend or Spotlight. Those in Chinatown might be, and Clarke Quay. Those two places might be a little bit more out of the way and a bit harder to find. Okay, so I'm going to show you. I'm using the round nose pliers. I'm opening, okay? I'm just opening and enlarging the gap here between the eye the eye shape end of the earpiece. Okay, I'm going to, after making the gap, I'm going to hook it through this way. Okay, then I will use my sharp nose pliers to clamp it shut. Okay, Oppa going to help me adjust the camera angle. But you see, now that it is done, it looks like this. Okay, so that's one side. Earrings are very, very fast and very quick. Okay, so I've done with one side. Now I'll do the other side. Same thing. Okay, if you're doing this with me. Okay, take your sharp nose pliers. You open it up. Okay, so you're widening the gap. All right, you're widening the gap and the to make space to hook on your eye pin from your charm. Okay, so you hook it in. Once it is in, you take the flat nose pliers and then you kind of close it back and then you close the gap again so that your charm will be securely in place. Okay, so the earrings are done. These were red, I remember, because I made them for National Day. So I'm done with my red cupcakes, earrings, okay? Very quick, very fast. Not sure if I hook them this way, you can see it better. But yes, so these are the earrings. Okay, so earrings are very, very fast. All right. Okay, the next thing, bracelet. Okay, bracelet, I'm going to show you, bracelet, there are many, many designs. I'm just going to show you the very simple one. Okay, so bracelets, if you have oh, Candy, thank you. Hi, Candy. You say it's small and cute. Yes, I like it. I actually really like it. Sometimes when you make something yourself, it's a bit more personal, and you make it to what you like. So it's always easier, I feel, than shopping for something, because you might not, sometimes shopping around, you might not necessarily find what you like. Okay, so now for the bracelet, if you have chain, a length of chain, okay, I'm using silver, but you can use gold or anything like that. And what you want to do is you want to measure your own wrist with the chain. Okay, you want to measure your own wrist. You want to make sure it's not too short, so you don't you will be able to wear it. If not, you're not able to wear the bracelet you made, it can be quite sad. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm going to I'm not sure if you know, but some of the bracelets sometimes they have a little tail at the end with a charm. Okay, so I'm going to make something like that. Okay, so I just want to, with the little tail, so I determine how long I want the tail to be. I make sure that the bracelet, don't pull it all the way tight, because bracelets, you want it a little bit loose as well, okay? So you cut about the length, you go around your wrist, and then you see like where you want it to sit. It usually sits around here for bracelets, okay? And then you cut. So this one you need like a wire cutter, okay? This is especially for jewelry making, but there are other bigger wire cutters. Any wire cutter will work. And then you just cut the bracelet. Okay. So I have this is my little trash bin here. So any of the scrap metals, I will put it through here. Okay. So I'm going to put away the excess chain to use for next time. Okay, so we're making that little tail at the end, right? So that little tail at the end, I am going to do, maybe I want it to be about this long. Okay. So I'm going to cut. I think something flew. Opa's looking for all the small bits and pieces. Something flew. You always want to make sure you have a board here in front of you so that you can cut into it, okay? But I will warn you, things do tend to fly sometimes, okay? So just do take note. You might have to clean up a bit afterwards. Okay, for my bracelet, right now that I have the length that I want, okay, I will need to make sure that I can open and close it. Okay, so we will need, let's see, we will need, this is called a lobster clamp. It looks like a lobster claw. That's why it's called a lobster clamp, all right? But this is a lobster clamp, and you will need one of this, like it's called a jump ring. This is called the jump ring, okay? So this lobster clamp will hook through the jump ring, and that is how you're going to close your bracelet. Okay. Oh, and then I'm so sorry. There's one more thing to take note of. For the lobster clamp itself, I'm not sure if you all can see this. For the lobster clamp itself, the joining here at the tip, this little hole at the tip, is actually a closed joining. So you can't open it unless you cut it open, and then of course you won't be able to use it. And same goes for the chain. Every chain link is a closed joining. So it's not like the eye pin earlier where we can kind of open the gap and then put it through and then clamp it close again. So what you need to join these two is another jump ring, a smaller one, okay? Depending on how big your lobster clamp is, okay, you would need the corresponding size. Usually if you buy lobster clamps, they do come with the jump rings itself. You don't have to buy them separately, okay? This is what you need. And then we are going to use that to connect. So I'm going to use my sharp nose pliers. Okay, I'm going to open the jump ring. To open the jump ring, I just twist it a little and then it will open. Okay, and then you're going to have to hook the chain link through. Okay, this needs a bit of eye power. Okay, there we go. Hook your chain link through and then hook your lobster clamp through. And then you need to close it. If you have another pair of pliers, it's easier to kind of use it to twist it close. If not, you can use your fingers to move it close, okay? But it's a little bit easier if you have another pair of pliers to do that. And then you have your one end of it, okay? So for the other end of the jump ring, right? For the bigger jump ring, this is the one where we're hooking the lobster clamp through. So you're going to just hook this, hook the chain through. Ugh. All right, there we go. And then twist it close. Okay, and then you have the jump ring at the end this way. So now is a good time to check again. Check again how whether it's the correct size for bracelet wise. Okay, if it's too big, like this, it's way too big. It comes right off my wrist, okay? This way too big for me. So I know that I have to make it a little shorter. So how much should I cut? Okay, I will need to measure again, and maybe I need to cut about this much away. It's always to start long. It's always better to start longer, and then you cut a little bit away at a time till you find the correct length. Okay, so that is always better than doing it too short because you can't really fix it when it's too short. All right, when it's too short, then we have to do other things. So it's always easier to start with it a little bit too long and then cut down to the size that you want. Okay. Thanks, Opa. You knew I needed more light. Okay, so for this excess chains here, right? Don't worry, we'll find something to do with it later, okay? I will use it for the keychain, and I'll show you how I do it. Okay, so I put back the jump ring again. And then for this jump ring, now just now I was talking about using my fingers, right? You just use your fingers to kind of press it close, okay? So that's how you twist it close. You twist it open, you twist it close. And then this is your bracelet. And then you can try this for size again. And yep, this is the correct size, okay? So I'm done with this. So now we are going to attach the charms onto it. So depending on how long your bracelet is, right? You see how many charms you can fit. So you can do this, okay? Maybe if you don't want all your pink together, you can do this like that. So you know about where we should be attaching each charm. Okay, so we can do something like that. Then the easiest way to do is use jump rings again. If not, you can use because you have an eye pin on your charm. So same like the earrings earlier, you can open the gap and then poke it directly through the chains again. Or if you still have the jump rings, okay, you can use the jump rings to connect it to the bracelet itself. Okay, so you can choose which ones you want to do. I am going to use the eye pin. Let me see if I can find some jump rings here. Okay, I might use the jump rings instead because I do find that a little bit easier to work with. Okay, I just have to find 5 of these. I'm using the smaller sized ones, okay, because if it's too big, it will look a little bit odd. Okay. Okay, so very simple, like the jump rings earlier. I use my sharp nose pliers, okay, twist it open. If you use your fingers, you can use your fingers, twist it open. The smaller they are, it's harder to twist it open, all right? So I would suggest if you have another pair of pliers, you use another pair of pliers. Okay, and then I would hook it into the chain link, hook my charm after that, and then twist it back in place. Okay, so I have connected one of the charms. Okay, here comes the tricky part. Some of the charms, my donut charms has a front and a back. So I want to make sure that the front, when I wear it, is facing out. Okay, so that's why I attached it first. Okay, the rest, it doesn't matter whether it's front or back because it looks the same all around. Okay, so the only important charm will be the donut charm. So if you had make charms next time that has a front and a back, you do want to make sure that when you're attaching it, you know, that it's facing the correct way. Okay, so the only charm I have to take note is this donut charm that it's over here. Okay, are there any questions so far? Oh, this is Tommy said this is the difficult part. This takes a bit of practice, okay? I've done it quite a few times, so I'm a little bit quicker when it comes to doing the attaching. But what I'm showing you really is the pattern. You know, there are many ways to make bracelets, but what really I'm showing you is the pattern of, you know, the type of design that I'm doing for this bracelet making. Okay, you can have, you can practice this part at home because this is not, this part is not like clay where if you make a mistake, then, you know, it's undoable. This one, if you make a mistake, you can undo it, take it out again, reconnect it again. So it's completely doable in that sense, okay? So don't worry too much about not being too good at this part. It does require practice. So, and a bit of eye power. You need a little bit of you need good eyesight to do this. So if you can, if you want to, you just practice this part until you get it right. So this is not something that you should worry about too much. Of course, if you can't, you know, if you really, really need help since your first time and you want to know exactly how to do it, let me know. Okay, I can always meet up with you and kind of go through how to do this part and teach you step by step. You know, now I'm doing a video. It might be a little bit hard. I'm trying to make it as simple to follow as possible. But if it's still a little bit difficult to see, okay, then definitely do let me know that you're interested to meet up. Okay, we can meet up and then we can do um, a step-by-step like class on how to just do all these attachments. Okay, so far I've done like that. So I'm checking on it, okay, and it seems like I've attached it a little bit too closely together. So I'm going to try and space it out a bit more, okay? Because I think I've attached half of it is with the 4 charms here. Okay, so I do need to take it apart and make sure that I get it attached. So this is what I'm saying, like, if you get this wrong, it is fine. Okay, don't worry. This does require a bit of practice. Okay, so don't worry about it too much. Okay, so I'm going to just speed up here a little bit, okay? Okay, maybe I should do them about an inch apart. That looks more like it. Okay, I know some people, I've seen it before, they tend to be very exact. So what they do is they take a measuring tape, they measure how big their wrist is, and if you're putting 5 charms on it, then you know it should be about an inch apart, and it's just a lot of math and science behind it. But they do it in one shot, and it's all accurately put. But it really depends on the person, okay, on you. If you think that it's way easier to do that, do that. You know, for me, I am more of a look at it, and if I like it type of person, you know, after doing it, and okay, this is it. If not, I will take it apart again and then kind of just go through it another time and to see it again. And if I like it, okay, this is how it's going to be. All right. So it depends on people work differently, so it just depends on what you like. So if there's any questions, please do let me know, and I will definitely answer your questions, all right? Okay, so I have one more here. And I'll be attaching the last one. Okay, so the last one is this one. Twist it open. Adding my last lollipop on at this end. Okay, so my charm bracelet is done. All right, so this is my charm bracelet. And I said I'll teach you how to make the tail, right? So just now we had this excess chain, okay? So, and then I said I will add this little heart-shaped thing. So what I have here is called a T-pin. Some of the T-pins, some of the bottom is flat. This one is just a round little ball. Either or, it's fine, doesn't matter. If you have a bead, you just connect it through your bead, okay? All right. So you have a T-pin here. And then if you have a round nose, that's why round nose pliers are quite useful. Okay, you actually can do a rounded off. If it's too long at the end, cut it. Okay. And then you use the round nose pliers to kind of round it off to create the eye pin. All right. So like this. I'm not sure if you can see it. Okay. So that's what it is. We are going to hook it at the end of the chain that was the excess chain we had earlier. So we're going to put that through. Okay, and then we're going to close it off. So this is one of the many patterns of bracelets you can have. Okay. So it's connected to the end of the chain, and this jump ring that you have here to connect the lobster clamp to, okay, open it again, just slip this chain through, okay. Let me close it. And then, okay, you have your bracelet with the little tail at the end. So if I were to put this on, okay, so if I were to put this on, it would look like this. Then I have a heart dangling at the end of it, okay? So this is what my charm, my charm sweets bracelet. Okay. So this is to make it a bit unique. You can attach anything. You can leave this out entirely, up to you. You don't have to have this. It can just be a charm bracelet like that, or you can have something like this. Okay? And then you have a charm bracelet. Okay? So this is one way. So for those who are just joining, I am making charm jewelry. Okay, it's with the charms that I have made in the past month. Okay, so I have made a bracelet. I've already made a bracelet, and I have made a pair of earrings. Okay, so this is my earrings here. All right, so the last one will be keychain. All right, so keychain. Opa, can I have scissors? Yes, scissors. They really take this very, very well. So what I did was, this one I got it from Art Friend. And this is the ball and chain, ball and chain, do we call it ball and chain? Yeah, it's a ball chain. Basically, it's a ball chain, keychain that you do see once in a while, okay, for keychains. And they sell it as a set in Art Friend, okay? So you can buy it from Art Friend. I think it was $2, $3 when I bought this. It wasn't expensive. And then it comes with the joining portion with it as well. So it comes as a set. So then the ball chain, okay, that they that comes with it, okay. Oh, I'm gonna have to cut this out. There's no way I'm going to get this out. Okay. Okay. So the ball chain that comes with it is actually just one very, very long chain. Okay, and this is where your wire cutters will come in handy again. You just cut it to, usually it's about three finger widths, you know, the length of your ball chain. Okay, so you just wrap it around three fingers, front and back. Okay, then you cut it, and that will be the length of your keychain. All right, I'm just gonna put this aside. Okay, so this will be about the length of it. So this one is very easy to do. Thank you for the scissors, Opa. It's very helpful. Okay, and so, and this is easily available. Okay, you can definitely buy this in Art Friend. I think I've seen it before in I've seen it before in, oh wow, this is hard to use. Uh, Spotlight. This is actually quite hard to put in. Okay, so sometimes when they're new, it's a little bit hard to use. Okay, there we go. But you know it definitely will not break loose. Okay, so, okay, so then you have your chain here. You can do a very simple one. Just thread it through the eye pin, you know, and then you have your keychain is done. Okay, this is super, super simple. If you want to make it a little bit more complicated or detailed, maybe I will show you how to do that too. But let's say I want to put this with my ice cream. So this one, I want an eye pin because it's a bead, right? So I will need a T-pin. I'm sorry, not an eye pin. So a T-pin, like I was talking earlier, there are some that it's flat. Okay, so this, the tip of it is flat. All right. Hopefully it's not too, okay. Okay, just nice. All right. I was afraid the length would be a little bit short. Okay, so don't worry, T-pins, they have different lengths. Some of it is, they have longer ones, all right? The one I got is a little bit on the shorter side. If you do have bigger beads, you might want to get ones that are, of course, a little bit longer, okay? So, like that, I created the little round hole with my round nose pliers. I can just thread it through like how I threaded through my ice cream. Okay, so which I'm going to do that, and this will be a very simple keychain. And then I'll use the other one to show you something a little bit more. Oh, okay, hang on. Maybe this might not be able to go through. The ball is a little bit too big. Okay, so that can't go through. Don't worry, we can always use the jump ring to go through that. Okay. Okay, if there's any questions, do let me know. I will be more than happy to answer your questions. Okay, so I have the jump ring, which I'll go through this, and I'll just hook through there. And then I'll just close it shut. Okay. There you go. You have your keychain. Very simple ice cream, okay? And just a simple bead, whatever you think matches, okay? So that's my keychain. All right. There's this type of keychain, and there's one more type of keychain, all right? This is my rubbish. Okay, so I bought this from Spotlight. Very cheap. I think it was like $2 something for 10 or $5. I can't really remember. This is your regular keychain, your key ring. Okay, so for the regular key ring, you can always just take a jump ring to connect one of your charms to it, okay? This jump ring is a little big. To find one of the smaller size. Okay. Oh, there you go. Okay. So I can just hook through. Okay, why I don't want to just directly like kind of go through it, because I'm afraid the wire is a little bit thin for the eye pin, and I'm afraid it will snap, all right? So that's why I'm just using a jump ring to connect it to the key ring itself, and then you have something like this. Okay, very simple. Very, very simple. All right. And then what I can do with the other end, okay, so I have a keychain, not keychain, I'm sorry. I have a chain that was left over from my bracelet earlier, right? I don't want to waste it. So I will just hook it onto this donut. Okay, and then for this end of the donut, what I can do is the jump ring that I have connected, use my lollipop to the key ring. I can open it again. Okay, hook on the end of the chain to this key ring, to this jump ring. Ooh, maybe it's too long. I might want to cut it a little. Okay, so I'm going to cut it just a little bit. Okay. So this jump ring that I've opened, I am going to connect the chain to this end of it. Hang on. Make sure I want the last link to be connected to it. Connect the keyring, put it in there, close it, and then you have something like this. Okay, so this is my very simple, again, very simple keychain. So of course for this one, you can hang more charms on it. If I want, I can always hang a another cupcake charm here. Okay, so then of course the keyring gets more. So this is entirely up to you. You can put beads instead if you don't want to add another charm there. Okay, but this is everything that I've made today. It's a lot. Okay, we really made a lot in the last month, so there really is a lot. I have like 3 pairs of earrings. I have 3 pairs of earrings, and then a charm bracelet and 2 keychains. Okay, so it's really entirely up to you. The design, do spend some time designing on what you want to make. I think that is very helpful. Okay, if you need help, definitely do let me know, and we will do a tutorial session if we need to meet up. Next week, okay, I'm going to try something very new. I'm going to make something called polymer clay slab. Okay, so this is just like a sheet with very nice pattern on it, and you can cut that slab, since it's a slab, okay, into different patterns. But it's going to be inspired by Mid-Autumn Festival, okay, because that is coming soon, Mid-Autumn Festival. So the Mooncake Festival, and I do want to make something like that. So I'm going to try and make Chinese lantern earrings. Okay, so this is going to be like a few weeks of uh, it's going to be the next few weeks is going to be things like that. Okay, and I'm going to make a few different types of charms, and then we'll put it together at the end again, like today, to make bracelets and necklaces or keychains and things like that. So for next week, for the Chinese lantern inspired pattern, okay, you're going to need white clay. I'm going on a shopping trip next Tuesday. So if anyone is interested to join me, please do come. So when I do my session, we can do this together. Okay. This is going to be the background color. So white. For those that are very familiar and can shop on your own, please go ahead. I'm going to use my background color as white, the background for the slab, but you can always choose another color. It is Chinese lantern inspired, so if you want to use red, or there's a lot of pink and green, the paper lanterns, okay, go for it, okay? But white is always the easiest to start off as background color, because it's like a blank sheet of paper, and it pretty much matches with all other colors as well. All right, then for the patterns that's going to go on top of the slab, I'm going to use this pearl pink color. If you don't have pearl pink, you can use red. Any shade of pink or red is up to you. But I thought of pearl pink because it reminded me of those like pink flowers that the Chinese always have in their painting. Okay, and then gold. Okay, gold, the lantern sometimes have gold trimmings and things like that. So I'm going to use gold as well for the pattern. So these 3 colors, okay? And for tools wise, okay, if you have cookie cutters, the mini ones, I got this from Art Friends. They are really meant for polymer clay making. Then I bought these. But if you don't have, okay, if you have cookie cutters that are like teardrop shape and things like that, it will be helpful. If not, you have to find something in your house that lets you trace out that like oval pattern or round pattern. Okay, oval is easier. And then that will be fine as well. If you want to know where to buy these, I'm going to buy them on my trip to Art Friend this Tuesday, Art Friend and Spotlight. So please feel free to let me know and join me. I will let you know what time I'm going. You can come join me as well. It'll probably be in the afternoon. And I will be buying the materials that you would require for next weekend, okay? And the other thing you would need is corn flour, okay? So if you're using metal cutters, that is all right. But you don't need the corn flour. But if you're using plastic, like I have here, corn flour is better because the clay, when you cut it, it will stick onto the cutter itself. So you're going to coat it in a bit of corn flour to make sure that it doesn't get stuck on the clay. So that is all. If there are any questions, do let me know. And if not, then drop a message in the chat group. All right, or in my Polymer Clay group post. Okay, you drop a message there, post there, and I will post the details on my shopping trip this Tuesday. And if not, then join me again next weekend. Thank you. And I will see you all again for the Chinese lantern making. Okay? Bye bye.